Welcome to As the Crow Flies Hiking. On this episode, I'm continuing my quest with Jabin Hikes to tag along on his 900 miles in the Smokies. This afternoon, we are hiking the Balsam Mountain Trail to the Beech Gap Trail, and from there, we'll go up to the Laurel Gap Shelter. And hopefully there's some water up there because I'm just about out of water. Anyway, that's where we're staying tonight, so let's go. We're actually doing about 15 plus miles today, but this video is just on Laurel Gap Shelter. That's where we're staying tonight. I hope that this climb is not too tough. It's 5.2 miles or something like that because we've already done 10 plus miles today, maybe 11. I'm pretty much done today, but got to make it up to the shelter so I can find a place to sleep. Yeah, the Balsam Mountain Trail is no joke. It started out kind of gradual, but now it's straight up. Anytime you're in the Smokies, it doesn't matter if it's 2 miles, 5 miles, or 20 miles. You're gonna do some climbing. I don't know how much further you can go up. It looks like we're on top of the mountain. I'm thinking this is the top of Balsam Mountain. It's beautiful up here. I guess we'll head down probably to the trailhead of Beech Gap Trail. Let's see where it goes.
I think got a little warm now.
Somebody will have to help me in the comments to see if these are beech trees or balsam trees. I don't know, but they're a little different than stuff I've seen. Maybe they're oak and I just don't recognize it. I think we made it to the sign, the Beech Gap Trail. All right, it's time to turn to the right and head up to the shelter. So we're halfway there, essentially.
You're officially a bit in time, I think. So I'm making it.
Now we're on the Beech Gap Trail, and we're actually on the Benton McKay Trail as well. That's kind of interesting. Let's do 2.6 or so to Laurel Gap Shelter, and then I'm going to sleep. Well, the Beech Gap Trail initially was straight up, and then we got to kind of this ridge walk, and I'm hoping it stays somewhat flat to the shelter, but I'm doubting that. Right now, we're just on this ridge, both sides. Beautiful. If the leaves were completely down, it would be an amazing view. Now we made it up to those balsam trees. I may have seen them before, I just didn't recognize them, but they are beautiful. Well, once we reached the top of the mountain, we started heading down to, I guess, the gap, which is the Laurel Gap Shelter. So steadily going down for a while, and I'm hoping we go all the way down to the shelter. Made it to the shelter. Oh, so excited. It was a little shorter than we thought, or at least shorter than what the mileage said on the trail, but here it is, Laurel Gap Shelter.
Where'd y'all come from today?
We camped at campsite 41 over in Cataloochee, Big Poplar. But we drove, we parked at Poles Gap and we came over Hinatoga.
Yeah. Well, we made it to the shelter, and there's room here. There's several other guys here. It's a great shelter. It's a double layer. It's got a fireplace in it, and wow, got some jets going by above us. Wow. Now that jet was really close. All right, let's get set up and finished our 15 miles for the day, and that feels good. So it's time to kind of relax. I do have to go get water though, and that's gonna take some effort, which I don't have much effort left.
You're used to shelter mice running across you.
Usually I'm so tired it don't bother me.
Yeah,
know
usually.
Give them some Fireball.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, I'm gonna get my chicken pesto pasta for tonight, and then I'm going to get in my sleeping bag. We're on the bottom bunk of the shelter here, and it's getting really cold. I guess it's gonna get to freezing or lower. It's kind of foggy up here in the Smoky Mountains at the Laurel Gap shelter. So let's eat and then get in the tent. No, not the tent, I'm in the shelter. Okay, kind of cool in the shelter on the bottom bunk. We have people up above us. Somebody's already seen a mouse running up the wall, so this is home for the night, this underneath shelter. Jeff even got a fire started. Yes, sir. Here we go. Just hope that mice doesn't get our food or stuff tonight. I mean, our food's down at the bear cables, but get in our packs and mistake stuff for food. Just huddle up in here and hopefully make it through the night.
Okay, guys, all the best.
All right, you
Take
too.
care, guys. Safe travels.
Oh, I know.
Well, we stayed at the Laurel Gap shelter last night, and we're up early, ready to get back down Balsam Mountain and head on to our next place, which is called the Flats, I think, something Flats. I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. But let's head out. We got another 5 or 6 miles down, and then we head over and got another 5 or 6 miles out to the next campsite. We're heading back down the Beech Gap trail, getting on the Balsam Mountain trail and finishing our loop. And it's smoky this morning, absolutely beautiful. It reminds you that you're in the Smoky Mountains. Ooh, I can see the clouds up on the mountain over there. Sun's kind of poking through. We made it back to the intersection of Beech Gap Trail and Balsam Mountain Trail. Here we are. We've got one climb up and over Balsam Mountain, and then down to the truck and on to our next adventure, which is the Cabin Flats. That's where we're staying tonight. All right, let's keep going up this mountain on the last climb, thank goodness. That wasn't too bad. We made it up and over Balsam Mountain. Now I think it's like 2 miles down to the car. So really good for the morning. Well, this will conclude this episode of As a Crow Flies Hiking. We did an in and out, essentially a total of 10 miles to the Lower Gap shelter. It's been an excellent little journey. We were in here for 4 days, so we're doing different loops and ins and outs, and this was just one of them, and it was a beautiful trail and a great shelter. All right, I'll see you next time on the next adventure of As a Crow Flies Hiking.